Good morning, good morning. Hopefully, you guys are having an amazing morning and enjoyed your very long weekend. Let's get started. All right, guys, because there's a lot going on this morning. All right, so let me just get this prepared and all that good stuff. So, one sec, guys. Dude, my stomach hurts so bad, bro. I hope I'm praying for a fast day, bro. All right, guys, how's it going? 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 Hopefully, you guys are doing good. Hopefully, you guys enjoy your long weekend. And yeah, let's get started because yeah, we're having a pretty quick morning. All right, guys. Now, let's see what we got here. Live trading started. All right, cool. Okay, so coming to market open, there is a few things that we have to pay attention to. All right, because we have a setup both to the upside and to the downside, depending on where the volume is really lying. All right, now looking at market open or coming into market open, we can see that we're doing two things here. There are three things, right? First of all, we had buying pressure. Had keyword had. Right, we're about to flip this candle from green to red, which is a very good sign. Now, let me explain why exactly. All right, a green to red here would be insane, mainly because not only are we getting a 5 and 15 minute, not mainly a 15 minute, we're getting a 15-minute bearish rally projection right here with a DO sweep from the nearby high at 25,283. All right, now hold on. Now, why exactly is this very important? Well, it gives us an instant bias coming into market open. And that bias is obviously leaning more towards shorts as long as we're able to gain enough sellers. And the way we're able to gain enough sellers or know that we have enough sellers is if we're able to flip this huge green candle into a huge red candle. Now, that's not it. So coming to market open, what do we want to see for a potential trade? Well, if we're able to take out this level of liquidity, which we're trying to, keyword trying, the market just opened 2 minutes ago, all right? So we're still trying here, right? But what we're trying to do here, and by the way, let me go ahead and try to start the stream on YouTube. One sec. What's up, YouTube? What's good, guys? What's up?
Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of this.
Okay, hold on. Let me mute this real quick. Come on, start up my stream any second now. Okay, well, it's not starting my stream. It literally said I was live. Hold on, guys. Okay, there you go. One sec, guys. One sec. Let me put it out real quick. Don't worry, the market's not doing much yet. One sec, guys. Okay, live trading. Let me see. Put it out here. I'm live trading. Boom, boom, boom. And then let me put it here. Sec, guys. There you go. Okay, so back to what we were saying. So coming to market open, what we want to see for a more of a control, more of a bias, more of a read in the market to get an understanding of where it wants to go, we're going to base our bias based off the nearest level of liquidity taken out, which is mainly based off 25,283. Now, obviously, like I said, the market's open, so we're not going to rush into a bias straight away, right? But that rejection was pretty nice, at least to get an idea of what to expect, going forward, right? But the real question is can we hold it? Because two things can happen here. Either we sweep this level of liquidity here, we gain enough sellers, we take out the nearby low at 25,181, and then we inverse this 15-minute gap into the London low down here, which is a potential trade. Or if buyers want to gain full control, take out this level of liquidity, hold above it, take out this level of liquidity and hold above it, we can not only look to inverse this fair value gap, and I know you guys are mentioning it. I don't have the chat open, but I know you guys are mentioning it. We can inverse this fair value gap and this fair value gap above for longs into the remaining liquidity above, which would be a very good potential trade, right? Which I'm actually very open to taking. All right, guys. So what we can look for is if you measure out this candle right here, it is a 47-point fair value gap. So instead of inversing this one for an earlier entry, but a riskier one, you can actually look to inverse this one above. Actually, you could do both because, the buying pressure does look pretty good. But for me, I'm going to be a little bit safe just because there is a level of liquidity right there. So I'll just try to trade with the higher one. Now, if we look to trade with the higher one, we should be looking at about a 1-to-1 risk reward for the first price target. So it's not all that bad. All right, guys, and then we could just look to target the main high before the gap. As you guys know, over the weekend, for some reason, the market gapped down like crazy. All right, so we could just look to target all of these nearby highs here and then just have ourselves a day, pretty much. So I would say as long as we're able to hold above this level of liquidity here, our bias would just stay bullish. All right, guys, that is what I'm going to be looking at for now. All right. But yeah. Anyways, let me go ahead and kind of just mark all of this out because we are getting quite a bit of buying pressure here. Now, if you guys are willing to enter off the first gap, by all means, you definitely can. I'm going to skip out on the first gap just because it is right on top of a level of liquidity. So yeah, things can look very, very good at first. And any little rejection and you're looking bearish. You know what I mean? So I'm going to obviously just be careful with that and just look mostly into this next gap that we're pretty much in right now. All right. So yeah. Anyways, so if we take NQ longs, I'll do stop loss at around 346. Yeah, 346, whatever. But yeah, guys. But you guys see what I mean, though, right? We inverse this for value gap here, which yeah, you could have got an entry if you want to be risky or whatever, whatever. But you not only do you have to worry about a little, if you get the a little rejection, you're gonna have to worry about a dual sweep here into a bearish bias. So then you will be stuck in longs with a bearish bias. We don't want to deal with that, right? So what pretty much what I'm trying to tell you guys is I want to wait for the more confirmed entry, so we get away from this level of liquidity if we want to get bought up, and also inverse not one but two fair value gaps to the upside. So all we have is after the inverse is just price targets. All right, so that's pretty much what I'm looking at right now. Now, obviously, if we want to reject off this fair value gap and hold back down into this level of liquidity, then yeah, we can just flip bearish. It's not a big deal, right? Obviously, we're coming into market open, so our buy is going to be kind of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that as the market tries to find its direction or its momentum, right? Hopefully, we don't chop today. But you guys get the point. Now, a good possibility in an earlier trade, which I don't really think is going to happen because we still have 3 minutes left into this 1 minute candle. This 5 minute candle, is we can look to inverse this 5 minute gap here. That's only if we hold it. I don't think we're gonna hold it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I really don't think we hold it. Look at all the selling coming in right now. We have a fair value gap projection. We have the selling pressure. We have a DOL sweep. It doesn't really make sense as to why we would hold this gap here. If we do, that would be even better. That would give us a way better entry, a way earlier entry, and a way better entry as well. It would just give us like a more fresh entry is what I'm trying to say. Because the thing is, if we have a bearish bias here and we go all the way down here, sure, we can still be bearish, but we probably won't have as much interest in the selling because it already happened. You guys get what I'm saying? That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. So it's better we try catching sells as it starts rather than as ending. I'm not saying that it won't work. I'm just saying it's just gonna be a lot newer. You know what I mean? So yeah. Now I'm gonna do this just for now because the bias is obviously flipping back bearish from a bearish rally gap rejection into a dual sweep with selling pressure. So I obviously don't want to confuse you guys, telling you guys, hey, like I'm looking for longs. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would look for longs if you hold above 320. If we hold below 320, I'll be looking for shorts into any inverse nearby, which is I'm hoping for the 5 minute pretty much. Right, but we have 2 minutes left in this candle. So as long as we can hold above this high up here or this low right here, we should be good, right? Because we could just form the fair value gap and just inverse it right after. All right. But yeah, now let me kind of just prepare this just in case we do end up getting the shorts off this position or off this entry model, which I'm hoping we do because I really do want to get an earlier entry. I kind of want to have myself an early day today, or an early green day, and then we're 1 and done to start the week. But we'll see what the market has for us pretty much. But yeah, let me kind of mark this out real quick, guys. Give me 1 second here. Remember, guys, our bias is mainly going to be all determined from 320. All right, that is all we're looking for. If we hold above it, we're bullish. If we have buying pressure, we're bullish. If we have selling pressure off 320 into the downside, then we're bearish. All right, guys, as simple as that. All right, and then yeah, we have some other setups down here right now. For some reason, the market is a little bit, you get the point. Like, I don't know. I would prefer for it to be a little bit cleaner. Is what I'm trying to say. I like this volume. Don't get me wrong. I love this volume. It's just hopefully if we end up getting a trade, we don't get like this randomness where we dump down, give ourselves a bearish bias, and we go back up like nothing happened. You know what I mean? I just want to say to be fair, it's the first 10 minutes of market open. Obviously, let's give the market its breathing room. Obviously, it was closed for 3 days straight, right? So you got to give it its time to really breathe there. All right. So yeah, I have that understanding. But hopefully, as we get our trade, that doesn't happen. Hopefully, it's just a straight move into our price target, 1 and done. All right, guys. But yeah, now this 5 minute candle is about to close in 30 seconds. So it will kind of determine if we want to go ahead and take shorts or not. Like I said, it will just be a lot cleaner, a lot more fresh. Better entry, better confirmations, better everything. So yeah, shorts off this can actually work, and then we could just target the fair value gap below. It wouldn't be a bad price target, to be honest. But yeah. Now let me see something. Okay, yeah, perfect. It will be 50 points. Not bad. Oh, wow. I didn't even notice. ES actually ended up inversing this bearish rally gap. What? 9 points? Bro, no way. Not that I'm really too interested in ES in the first place, but yeah. Anyways, guys, we're setting off quite... Oh, my goodness. We're setting off quite hard here. Very, very quick. I need the market to give me some time to kind of catch up here. Oh, my God. Okay. Guys, if you want, obviously prepare. I'm going to prepare on my end. I'm going to try to get the alert ready and everything. Give me 1 second. on, guys. Let me lock in real quick. But yeah, get ready for shorts, guys, because obviously we're selling off quite hard here. Yeah, look at that. Hold up, guys. Hold up. Okay, we're about to inverse it. Obviously, we're waiting for an impulse. We're not going to rush the entry just yet. We need to make sure that sellers are in full control below the gap first. All right, guys, so 252. So if we hold below 252 with enough selling pressure, I would love shorts. I'm a little bit nervous with this price action, but I like the volume. So if we catch the right move, we can definitely make a lot of money here. But I'm looking for a hold below 2. Price looks so aggressive, bro. I'm looking for a hold below 252. Hover your mouse over the sub button, guys. Dude, I don't even think a 35-point stop loss is enough today. This thing looks super aggressive. Lock in, guys. Hold on. Focus here, guys. Focus. And make sure that all my price targets are correct. 95, 64. Yep. Okay. Okay, well, that does that. I'm going to go ahead and just make sure everything looks lined up here. All good. Guys, so far, no entry yet. We're waiting for a strong impulse below that's able to hold below the gap. Because obviously, you guys saw it, right? We barely hit it. Like, we barely inverted fair value gap for even a split second, and then we went back up. That's not enough for an entry. We're waiting for an impulse to hold below it. So once you guys see price holding below the fair value gap for a few seconds and constantly breaking past previous lows constantly, then you take it. All right, guys. Here we just broke one low. We held below it for a split second. Nothing there. All right, guys. So yeah, we're still open to the entry. Hopefully we see it soon because I don't want to skip on the setup. But you guys see what I'm saying here? Like I just don't want price to be doing this in the middle of our trade. I don't want it to be, telling us everything is bearish and then the next second we just instantly rip up 50 points just because. I mean, so I'm a little bit nervous with that. I'm hoping that the more patience that we have, that kind of helps us catch the right move, and filter out all of this kind of randomness in the market. Because yeah, like why are we getting buying pressure when we're inversing a fair value gap and we just had selling pressure and we're bearish on the drawn liquidity? It just doesn't make sense. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. I don't think a 35-point stop loss today is enough. I'm still gonna try to work with it, but I don't know. Today's the type of day where you size less and you size less and you have a bigger stop loss pretty much. Because at 35 points in this type of market, dude, we're averaging 35 points per 1 minute candle. So yeah, it could be either a price target or a stop out very, very quick, which is what I'm a little bit nervous about. But yeah, guys, so far no entry yet. Hopefully we shoot back down because I mean the entry's already there. We might as well, right? I mean, we have the bias, the selling pressure, the room for lower. We have the inverse. Why would we not inverse it or hold below the inverse? You know what I mean? But if it's not meant to be set up, then oh well. You know what I mean? At least we avoided a loss. You know what I mean? We move on to the next. But yeah, so far no entry yet, guys. We're still waiting on it. But that's. I'm hoping that the longer we wait in the market, hopefully the volume dies down a little bit, like a tiny bit, enough for the market to at least have enough, like for the volume to make sense, is what I'm trying to say. Because right now we have too much going on. The market doesn't know where it wants to go. It's dumping down like 1,000,000 points in 1 second and then pumping back up like nothing happened the next second. It's kind of confusing. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna leave this here for now, so you guys have an idea of what we're looking for. But so far, no entry yet. All right, guys. I know I keep saying it, but Now, the only thing is we have 1 minute left into this 5-minute candle. So I'm really hoping that we dump down because obviously you guys know the longer that we wait after we inverse the fair value gap, the less valid the setup will be. All right, so if we inverse the fair value gap here and we don't go back down into it in this or the next candle, we can't really take the setup because there's no more imbalance. You're going to be inversing nothing. You're entering off nothing, right? So if we can't get a setup here, either we have to create a new one or we either shoot back up back into a bullish bias or we're going to have to inverse this one down here. Yeah, because this 5-minute one, we inversed it and we went back up like nothing happened. So there's not much of an inverse if we go back down again. All right, so yeah, I'm going to have to delete the setup, unfortunately. So if you want to take shorts, unfortunately, we cannot take it off this one anymore. But hey, at least we avoided a loss, you know what I mean, with patience. And obviously, we're being very picky with that entry. All right, but yeah, for some reason, we're going back into a bullish bias again for like the 4th time today. So let's see how this works, all right? Unless we shoot back down again from the fair value gap projection. All right, guys, but yeah. Let's see what we got here. Hold on, let me kind of put this here. And like, you know what? I'm not even gonna question. I'm just gonna give the market its time to breathe, and whatever it wants to do, sure, whatever. I mean, now I would kind of hope for a little bit more upside because I mean, dude, If we're gonna do all of this mess where we inverse the fair value gap and we pump back up like nothing happened, we might as well go up, right? But yeah, I'm gonna see if we can maybe get like a little spike here into this 15-minute inverse. It's just really hard to like. I know I probably sound like I'm all over the place right now, guys. It's just I'm going based off what the market is telling me. 1 second we're holding below 320. The next second we're holding above it with a bunch of buying pressure. Then we're holding below with a bunch of selling pressure. We have an inverse, and then it's just a million things going on. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm super indecisive here. I'm just going based off what the market is giving me. All right, and obviously you guys see it's green, red, green, red, green, red. So obviously the bias is flipping bullish, bearish constantly. All right. So yeah, just bear with the market. All right. Anyways, so ES was able to make a new high for some reason. Why? I don't know. I'm not really. It wouldn't make sense as to why we go back down. If we inverse it in this final candle here, then sure, I'll be open to an entry into shorts. But if we don't do anything in this candle and the next candle opens up and we inverse this gap, I won't take it. I will only take it in the gap in the candle of the inverse or the candle after the inverse. That's it. All right. Because obviously you can't wait so long because obviously there's not much here anymore. You know what I mean? So if you wait like an hour and you're looking to inverse a fair value that already got inversed, it's not going to work out. You know what I mean? You're just going to be getting a random entry. So yeah. But for some reason, we're getting selling again. So, I mean, I guess we're back bearish again. I don't know. The only thing is, look, I don't care about the volume. I don't care about anything. I just hope that if we get a trade, it just doesn't do this random thing where we get the inverse and it just randomly goes up into our stop loss in 2 seconds. That's the one thing I don't want to deal with. Because obviously, it would be super annoying, right? We have such a good setup and then gone to shit. You know what I mean? Just cuts. So yeah, I'm going to try to be very, very careful with it. I'm going to try to tell you guys the best time to enter and everything. But obviously, it requires patience. So today, we will for sure get a late entry. All right? But obviously, we're paying the price for a late entry. Obviously, we're going to be getting a later entry, whatever. But it will give us more confirmation in terms of if the trade wants to work out, if it wants to fake out, if it wants to do this or that, whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah. But if we don't inverse it in the next 2 minutes, if we don't inverse this gap in the next 2 minutes, I'm avoiding it. I'm not going to take it. All right, guys. I just won't be open to it because, like I said, this gap here already got inverse in this candle. So if we're going to be waiting 15 minutes after the inverse, it just won't make sense. You know what I mean? The imbalance will kind of just be gone already. So yeah. I mean, if anything, we can always take the 15-minute. Nah, never mind. The 15 minutes is going to take 10 minutes to do it, and we have a small gap there. So yeah, that's probably never going to hold anymore. Unless we pump up, then sure, but whatever. Yeah, bro. Today's price, it wants to chop, but it has so much volume, obviously, because the markets were closed for 3 days. Everyone is trying to get their orders filled this morning. You know what I mean? So it makes sense as to why we have volume. It's just hopefully we can make a trend soon because yeah, this is a little bit messy if you ask me. A little bit messy for sure. But like I said, if we're able to catch the right move, then we can for sure see like a really, really good trade. We're talking 50+ points for sure if it hits our price targets and everything. But it's just obviously there's a little bit of a risk because any little move and we're out because the 35-point stop loss in this type of market is just way too low. It's way too little. But on the bright side, I mean, ES actually wants lower. It finally hit the fair value gap on the 15-minute here, which is why it's rejecting. So hopefully that leads NQ a little bit lower because ES was kind of leading a little bit higher here. It had the setup, it had the buying pressure, it had everything. So now that ES is leading more bearish, NQ should be able to sell off a little bit more than it was before, at least. But we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, we have 20 seconds left. If we don't invest in this candle, I'm probably not going to take it. Plus, it'll help us avoid a little bit of this messy price action. Like, I'm so open to taking it in this type of price action, but obviously, it's a little questionable. A little bit. All right, but we'll see. All right, this next candle opened up. Let's see what we do here. But yeah, I'm gonna avoid this setup. I don't really care if I miss out on it. It's better safe than sorry. You know what I mean? It's a little bit questionable. Is what I'm trying to say. We weren't able to inverse in these 10 minutes that we actually did end up inversing it. and we weren't able to hold below it. So it's just maybe not meant to be. You know what I mean? If anything, if we get a ton of selling pressure, I'm sure we can inverse this 15-minute below. You know what I mean? It'll be fine. You know, but yeah. Let's see what else we got here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hoping for a little bit more buying pressure, which is what we're getting. We kind of have to break out of this range so I can tell you guys if it looks good or not, because obviously, whatever we do in this choppy range, I won't tell you guys if it's good or bad. All right, I mean, there's not much to take in because obviously the market is it's ranging, it's not doing anything. So once we're able to break out of the range, I'll see how the buying pressure looks. If it looks good enough to obviously hold an inverse, then we take the entry into our 31-point price target above. So we can look for something like this. It would be 3 price targets. Once again, we have a huge gap above. Like, I'm sure you guys saw it over the weekend. We have this huge gap above, so it's not much more above 472. The thing is, I kind of really want to trade with more than a 35-point stop loss today. I really do feel like with this volume, it's super aggressive. So any little pullback will be around that 30 to 35-point range, which can obviously get very, very scary. All right, so yeah. But yeah, we're breaking out of the range right now. We have quite a bit of good buying pressure. Hopefully, this is the start to something, like to some trend, a cleaner trend, obviously. Because yeah, what we had before, obviously, we couldn't work with him. It was way too much, you know. But yeah, let's see how we break out of this range. I mean, we're already trying here, but let's see how we hold above it. Like if we're able to get a spike here, if we are, it will just show us that we have a ton of buying pressure, which is a really good sign. And then we just get the inverse here. We look for the entry, and then we just target these 3 price targets above, which is about 90 points, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it actually is. And then ES is also inside of this gap here. So if both of these are able to kind of just fully inverse it, we should be super good into our price targets. Like we shouldn't have anything to really worry about. But we just need to break out of this range for a second. It's trying though. That's a good sign though. So once you see price trying and kind of struggling here, but it's still trying to break out after struggling, this just shows that sellers are trying to step in, buyers aren't letting them, and eventually sellers are going to lose control or lose interest, and then buyers just gain the full momentum, which means that we just go only up, at least for some time. You know what I mean? So if we have this one huge bearish value gap just stopping us onto our price target, once we inverse this, we should be able to just shoot straight up. Obviously, we still have ES to fill the whole gap as well, but that's a whole nother story. You know what I mean? We'll focus on that last, you know. But yeah. Because you guys see it, right? We keep trying to reject here, but buyers just keep bringing it up constantly. So once sellers get a little bit exhausted, you know, no one is trying to sell anymore. Since buyers are already holding it up and have so much control, we should be able to shoot straight up, unless we're gonna go back down into the choppy range, you know. But yeah, obviously give the market its own time, give it its time to do its thing, and then we'll see, you know. By the way, guys, if I'm talking really fast today, it's really cold in Miami, so I'm just like really cold. So I'm just trying to get the words out as fast as possible. All right, so my bad if I'm talking really fast. I just, you know, I hear myself talking fast right now. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping we break out soon. You know, eventually. Okay. Make sure the price targets are good for 12, for 39, and for 72. Okay, yeah, perfect. I really don't want to. I really don't want to say that today's market is choppy. I know it is. I know this open has volume, but it's so choppy. But like, I want to get a trade in this volume. You know what I mean? Obviously, if we break out, not in this chop, but you know, with this volume, like with the size of the candles, with the speed of the candle, with the aggression of the candles, I love it. It's just hopefully we can break out of this range so we have a direction to actually go towards. You know what I mean? Just so we don't do nothing. You know, hopefully we don't just waste this volume and it goes to nothing. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can have a lot of volume and still chop for the day. I mean, as long as the market doesn't have direction and doesn't know where to throw that volume into, it will just stay where it's at, just in a really big range, right? So if you go on the 5 minute, you guys see here we have a huge candle, and we haven't really been able to break above nor below it, right? So we're just chopping in this range from here to here, pretty much. We can't break out of this range, right? So although there is a lot of volume, if the market doesn't have momentum nor direction, it can't really like throw that volume anywhere. It's like a car, right? Here I go with my examples. It's like a car, right? You put your car in neutral and you start revving it. There's a bunch of like things going on, right? The car's redlining and all that stuff, but it's not going anywhere, right? So you're just pretty much just wasting gas for no reason. That's pretty much what's going on in the markets right now. So hopefully we can put this in drive and then just go straight up. I mean that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. You know. So yeah. Eventually, we're almost 30 minutes into market open, and not much has really happened. So yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just wait it out. We pretty much just have to pump up 50 points, and I know 50 points might sound like a lot, but in my opinion, bro, with this volume, it should be like equivalent to like 20 points in a slow market. You know what I mean? So one good spike, and we're in that. Anyways, I haven't read the chat, so I don't know what you guys are saying in these last 30 minutes. So let me catch up with the chat while the market does its own thing. Both pairs not following. I mean they're kind of a little just a little choppy, but I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. It seems like today's a cash day. I mean, it's a little bit too early to tell the market. It's barely been 30 minutes into market open. Sometimes, yeah, the opens can be a little bit choppy. They can have volume because obviously it's the market open, but they can be choppy. So if anything, if we wait like maybe like an hour for the market to really settle down, die down on the volume, and then choose a direction, we can still take a trade. So I don't want to say it's a cash day yet, but obviously we can't really trade this. You know what I mean? It's you're asking to get stopped out. You know. So yeah. Using 2 minutes on tariffs? For real? I didn't see that on Forex. Well, Forex Factory doesn't really have tariff news. Okay. Well, 2 minutes on tariff news. Is it like the Supreme Court stuff? Or do you have like a source that I can check? Yeah? Okay. Well, let me check on my end. The thing is, if we have tariffs in 2 minutes, that probably means that we're gonna get like a huge candle. So we're gonna have to be really fast to react then. So I'm gonna close the chat for now. I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm gonna see if we have tariff news in 2 minutes. I don't really see anything here in terms of tariffs, but I don't really have like that news article for tariffs either. So I gotta see how the market reacts in the next 2 minutes. But I'm gonna close the chat down. I'm gonna see what we have here in the charts. So just so I'm paying attention, and we go from there. But yeah, we are getting a lot of buying pressure. You might be right, actually. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm downing you. I just don't have my sources right now, so I don't know what's going on. Obviously, you don't know how many times I've been trolled where people have told me that something's happening and nothing has happened. I mean, so obviously, I do want to back check it on my end, but I don't really have any like sources to really check. So, I'm just gonna take your word for it and see the reaction in the next 2 minutes. If we get a reaction, then fuck it. You know what I mean? We get a trade going. You know. But yeah, let me just search up tariffs then on Twitter. Let me see if that comes up with anything. Tariffs. I'm not really seeing much. Oh yeah, right here. Let's see if the Supreme Court actually rules on tariffs today. Okay, yeah. So apparently it's true. I'm seeing a few people talking about it. All right, well, we'll see now in 2 minutes apparently, or in 30 seconds. As long as we're able to get enough buying pressure, that's all I care about. You know what I mean? That's really all that matters to me. Now, obviously, I'm hoping we're able to get a good entry here, because if tariffs comes out and we just instantly rip up, obviously we're gonna be very, very screwed, and we're gonna get a lot of slippage too if we try even rushing the thing. But oh my, bro, ES looks so ugly, bro. Look at that, dude. All right, let's see. Kind of looks a little bit aggressive. I'm not gonna lie to you, but Obviously, I'm not expecting an instant reaction, but I'm expecting something from 10 going forward. If it's actually true, that we're getting tariff news. But for now, I'm gonna leave the chart as is. I'm gonna open my phone and I'm gonna hope that we don't pump up while I'm not looking, so I can keep doing some research here. Let's see, Walter Bloomberg. Do we have anything? Nope. No reports on tariffs yet. Yeah, no, nothing. Yeah, seen that on Top Step. What happened with Top Step? Supreme Court opinion on tariffs? Oh, for real? Wait, how do you? Oh, it says it on Top Step. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's actually a pretty cool feature. Let's see. The tentative impact high. Okay, so obviously it's not gonna be like a report. So it might take a few minutes. It might take who knows, you know. But I guess from here going forward, I guess we can expect something soon. You know what I mean? How about the 15-minute fair value gap? Yeah, that's what we're waiting for right now. Oh, yeah, down here. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Like, maybe, because, bro. I mean, if you take it, I mean, dude, look where you're trading, bro. It's not the cleanest, but you're gonna be trading inside of the chop, is what I'm trying to say. So, by all means, if the setup looks good and we have all the selling pressure given and everything, sure. I mean, I'll be kind of open to it, but it really depends. Because right now, bro, we're just still chopping here, bro. And you know what the scary part is about today's market is any move that happens towards any setup looks good because the volume is so aggressive right now. But the problem is we don't have momentum. So yeah, the volume looks can be deceiving pretty much. Like the volume can look super good. We'd have a huge candle to the downside and everything, and it's like, oh my god, like shorts look super good. You know what I mean? Like whatever. You take shorts and it goes back up like nothing happened because the momentum is so garbage. So that's the only thing that scares me a little bit today. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this 15 minutes looks good, and yeah, you could take it, and we're probably gonna have so much selling pressure into it and everything. But today's just a day to be very, very nervous about. You know what I mean? But obviously, there's ways to react to it. Just size less. You know what I mean? Obviously, if today's market is moving 100 points per candle, you shouldn't be sizing 20 contracts. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, we'll see how we react off this 15-minute. I'm gonna delete this for now, just because we're now holding a bearish bias again from 320. Kind of a deeper fair value gap rejection area. We rejected off the midpoint exactly. Now into a D-wall sweep yet again from 320. We're getting a lot of selling pressure. Like I said, looks can be deceiving, right? So I know this candle looks really good, but obviously just be very, very cautious. All right. Now, if we're able to get enough selling pressure into this 15-minute inverse, yes, shorts can actually work. Just be a little bit careful. Like I said, size less today, size pretty light. Just so you're a little bit cautious with the market because obviously there's a lot going on. All right, and yeah, the volume looks the momentum looks a little bit iffy. The chop is definitely there. But like I said, if we're able to catch the right move today, then yes, shorts can definitely work for more than 50 points. No way we don't get more than 50 points. You know what I mean? I mean, dude, we're averaging 50 points or more per candle. You know what I mean? So if we're able to get at least one good candle into our trade, then yeah, we can get not only the price targets, but we can also get the what's it called? The points needed behind the trade. But yeah, now if we do end up getting shorts, obviously this is kind of prepared. You never know, right? If we do end up getting shorts, obviously it will be off this 15-minute inverse. It's the nearest entry. I don't want to say a 35-point stop loss, but I'm going to do a 35-point stop loss just because I don't want you guys to be over risking if you guys are going to be following my trade. I know how you guys are sometimes. I say size light and you guys do the opposite. So I'm just going to say 35-point stop loss and deal with it. All right. That's if we even get selling. Right now, I'm just preparing the trade. And then obviously we'll just have the same 3 price targets below. PT3 being nearly 200 points, which is possible today in today's type of market. But I just need this to know where the stop loss would be sitting at, which it would be sitting at 288 pretty much. And then the price target's 181, 95.25, and 64.75. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now that we got all this ready, I guess now we just kind of just wait. Let's see if we can even get it. But yeah, and yes, yeah. Whoever said the pairs aren't really aligned, you're really right. Not kind of right. You're very right. Yeah, we're not getting anything. ES is breaking past previous lows. ES has been breaking out of the chop to the upside and to the downside, while NQ has kind of been stuck in this choppy range for quite some time. Like we haven't been able to break below or above it. So yeah, ES is definitely the leading one today, both to the upside and to the downside, which is not something you normally see at all. But yeah, it definitely looks very, very interesting. Unfortunately, we don't really have much of a setup here on ES though. Well, we did, but it kind of already played out a little bit. But ES, surprisingly, looks very good today. But I'm not gonna take it. I don't like ES. Anytime that I say ES looks good and I try trading it goes horribly wrong. So I'll just stick to what I love trading the most, and just stick to NQ. I mean, just wait for the sub to happen if it happens. And like I said, guys, once again, today, not even bear with me, bear with the markets. I know today we have gone from a bearish bias to a bullish bias to a bearish bias to a bullish bias and now to a bearish bias. Obviously, it's not being indecisive. In fact, we have a shit ton of confirmation to work with today. It's the market. All right, the market, 1 second is going up, 1 second is going down to the next inverse, 1 second is holding above the level of liquidity, the next second is holding below it. Right? So obviously, as it's doing this, our bias is constantly flipping until one of the setups actually plays out and gives us an entry. All right, so if the market keeps shopping, obviously expect me to keep switching my bias because obviously you guys know I have to be prepared, right? Because imagine, right? You're like, oh my God, like we keep going down. I'm just gonna stick to a bearish bias even if we go up. We go up, we go into a bullish bias, the trade plays out, and you completely miss out on the trade. You know what I mean? Because you stuck to a bearish bias. So we need to keep adjusting to what the market is telling us, and then whenever something plays out, then we go from there. All right. So yeah, just get used to it. All right. At least for today. Hopefully not for this week. But yeah, hopefully we have volume like this for this week, but not the momentum like this for this week. But yeah, like we just went from a full green candle to a full red candle to now a full green candle. Like, Justin, France foreign minister says France supports the EU permission wish to suspend. Yeah, that's just supporting that. The market would have reacted already. Please don't trade. Do not trade on the plane. It's the worst. It's the worst idea ever. But yeah, I hope you enjoy your stay. All I'm gonna tell you is don't just go to Brickell. You know what I mean? If any of you guys are coming to Miami, there's so much more to Miami than just Brickell, bro. You know? So yeah, just enjoy all of it, you know. Going to South Beach? Okay, then you should be good. All right, so we're getting a little bit more set. Guys, in this 1 5-minute candle, we have gone green, red, green, red, green. I think green, red, or green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. Like 3 times. Like, I don't get it. But as long as you're able to break lows and get enough selling pressure, you know what? I won't even question it. As long as it looks good, sure, why not? You know what I mean? But yeah. I just need something to hold here. You know what I mean? Just so I can give you guys something to see and watch. You know what I mean? Or at least trade, you know? All right, so we're getting a little more selling pressure here. We're about to break past the candle lows, which is a good sign. Obviously, now let's see if we can actually shoot down into this inverse. I'm assuming ES is dumping. Yeah, ES is completely selling off. Obviously, ES is the leading one here. But let's see what we can get here. All right, like I said, guys, please be very picky with your entry today. I don't care if we get an inverse. If it does not look good, if it looks very unstable and you don't like it, do not take it. All right, and please, size light today. All right, guys, size light today. All right, obviously today, you guys see the volume, you guys see the momentum. It's aggressive and it's very indecisive, a little bit indecisive. Like it's trying to get something, but it's struggling a little bit. All right, so obviously don't fool poor and then cry about it when it does something that you weren't expecting. Right, that's just today's market. We can't do anything about it. Just react. You know. So yeah. Let me just triple check to have everything. So 288, perfect. I'll be at 35-point stop loss, perfect. Then 25,181, 25,95, and then 25,64, which would be our final price target. Okay. And then ES hasn't taken out any lows yet. So if the market does want to go lower, we don't have anything to worry about just yet because ES does have room for lower since it is the leading one. All right. So that's at least we have some good news. You know what I mean? But obviously, with today's market, whether we get a deal with super or not, we can still reverse randomly. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't even be that surprised. Yeah, let's hope to see if we can even get an inverse here, a good inverse. You know, not just touching it and then going back up. You know what I mean? Like something that actually holds down. You know, and then we'll be able to tell with the amount of push down that we get and the pressure. I mean, that's the same thing. Pretty much just the pressure. Yeah, no, dude, ES is just dumping here. Hopefully we can see the inverse soon before ES dumps even lower because ES is not messing around here. Like ES really wants lower. It's just NQ obviously is just kind of eating shit here, doing nothing. So you know, hopefully, look at this. You see what I mean? NQ is still holding green on the wick, while ES has a full candle, right? So before ES sees 860, let's at least get an entry into some price target. You know what I mean? So we don't have to worry about ES hitting the level of liquidity, reversing back up, and NQ just goes like nothing. You know what I mean? But yeah, like dude, NQ is literally here eating shit. Like it's doing nothing. It's just stuck here. So yeah, I mean, obviously, if NQ doesn't do anything, I'm not gonna take anything. But I mean, you would hope for something eventually, you know. And obviously, it's the days where I never trade ES that it moves the best, but the days that I choose to trade ES, it does the complete opposite, bro. Always, no matter how good it looks, bro. That's just my luck. Yeah, let's see. We got a green to red finally on the 5-minute. Well, at least we had one. You know what I mean? It's kind of just still kind of holding there as a doji, but we get the idea. It's kind of like a sign to just start waking up, start paying attention, and see what we can get here. All right. I'm just praying that ES doesn't go down too much while NQ is just sitting there, just trying to look pretty. Any second now. And we pump up like nothing happened. Of course, I'm not even surprised. I'm literally not surprised, bro. It's just like, bro, like for what? Dude, this market is so indecisive, bro. Bro. Every time that we flip a candle from green to red or from red to green, it gets me closer to just calling it a day, bro. We need to get off, yeah, bro. Soon. I'm gonna give the market until 10:30. If I don't get a clean move by 10:30, I'm not trading this. There's no way, bro. Because, bro, you guys are seeing what I'm saying, right? I mean, every candle has been just a constant flip, just pure chop here. And I don't know why, because we have so much volume, but for nothing. And ES wants lower. That's the thing. That's the thing that's confusing me. It's just NQ just for some reason doesn't want to like push for some reason. I don't know. Obviously, I can't control. I wish I could, but I can't really control the market. But it just doesn't make sense why one wants slower like crazy, is dumping down like crazy, has a bunch of momentum, and the other one is just sitting there, just doing nothing. So on the bright side, we have an inverse to fair value gap, so at least we still have a setup if something were to happen. That's good news. That's good news. It's just the question is when do we want to see it? On the bright side, like I said, at least we didn't inverse the fair value gap. So if we want to chop for an hour more, that's totally fine. As long as we still have the setup and we dump down eventually, we can still take it. Because like the 5-minute setup, what ended up happening was on the 5-minute, we could have the 5-minute, we inversed it, and then whether we went back down or not, we couldn't take it if we wanted to or not. So at least on the 15-minute, if we chop, then we still have the setup here. Eventually when the market breaks out, That's just a 5-minute gap. This? Nah, bro. Fuck that gap, bro. No. I'll just target 20 points, bro. I'm tired of waiting for this market, bro. Is the 15 not valid because we inverted the 5-minute? No, the 15-minute is still there. the indicators just changing. Like I said, bro, even we're changing every 5 minutes, bro. It's just, dude, the market today is so indecisive, and we keep working above and below this level of liquidity every 2 seconds to a point where even our bias is flipping bullish, bearish, long, shorts, long, shorts. I mean, so obviously, yeah, the indicator is just reading what the market is telling. We're not guessing here. We're just, it's just the market is not a little bit, it's not too decisive here. So yeah, it's no guessing. This is the market. It's just giving us way too much. I mean, 1 second is bullish, 1 second is bearish. With the level of liquidity, because remember, we're working based off 320. Let's see. We're getting a little bit more selling pressure in this 5-minute candle. Hopefully, this is the start of something. I mean, we've only tried like 20 times. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Like I said, I'm gonna be very picky with my entry. I don't care if I get a late entry, as long as it looks good and controlled and everything. We'll take it. It means I can't close my door. All right, let's see. We're getting a little bit more selling pressure here, so let me kind of like lock back in and focus a little bit. Oh, never mind. All right. Yep. Never mind. Okay. Well. Yeah, bro. Like I said, guys. Honestly, bro, if I don't see anything by 10:30, bro, I'm literally just gonna hard call it, bro. I don't care if we're selling off on the way down into 10:30, bro. I'm just like, dude, like, what is this, bro? You guys heard me. Literally a second ago, I'm like, okay, let me lock in. We're getting selling pressure, and now we're back at the highs. Like, dude, like, it's the same. We're gonna get selling pressure. You're jinxing it. Nah, dead ass. Like every time I've said it like 20 times today, and it just keeps reversing every single time, bro. I see. I mean, not say it. I was about to say it. Okay, but you guys are paying attention, obviously. All right, let me see. Hold on. All right, now that we're trying to break lows, I want to see if we're able to hold below 253. If we're able to hold below that with selling pressure, maybe around like 247 could be a good entry. 247 about 245. Yeah, 245. So yeah, we're for sure gonna get a late entry, because by the time that we get the reaction, by the time the market like we register the reaction and everything, is gonna be quite a bit of a late entry. But honestly, it doesn't matter. Like I said, we still have a lot of room for lower. The main question is can we even hold it? That's all that matters. The entry is it doesn't matter. Like we have more than enough room whether we get a late entry or not. And the question is does it fake it out? Like does it like the 5 minute, does it fake it out, or do we actually want to hold it? Let me see, 253. Hopefully, as we go on, we're getting maybe some some buyer exhaustion. Hopefully, maybe. We still haven't inverted the gap, which is a good sign. You know what I mean? So whatever we do, if we keep chopping up or whatever, we still have the setup like still there. Thankfully, you know. But yeah, if anything, we can if we manage to get a fight. This I know it looks small, but if we get this camera from green to red, that's just literally the most perfect sign then. But yeah, I feel like I want to say that we should be able to get something in this candle, unless we just get a random pump up. But we should be able to get something in this candle. So for the next 5 minutes, guys, at least just really pay attention here. Because it's like we're right there on the entry, but we're so close yet so far away from it, bro. And yeah, we just got a random pump. Okay, well, yeah, no, guys, I'm dude, one step closer into calling it, bro. I promise you guys, bro, if you don't get anything in 10 minutes, are you guys down to call it, bro? No, I love the volume. The volume is amazing. Bro, I mean, dude, look at this 5 minute candle. This 5 minute candle right here, look at it. 60 points. It's only been 2 minutes. So we have volume. It's just the market doesn't know where it wants to go, bro. Like it's so like it's not even that it's confusing. It's just a big. It just makes you like question everything. Like okay, wait, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think the Supreme Court tariff thing happened because no, this candle is way different than the other ones. Can anyone check for me? No ruling today. Wait, why are we pumping then? Hold on. Let me check my news thing first. Because yeah, this candle looks a little bit more than the recent ones. So something is happening. It has to be. You know what I mean? We don't just randomly pump this much just because. So yeah, something is for sure happening. Apparently, there's no ruling today for the tariffs, which surprise, they delay it every single time. But let me check for you guys. No, it says here U.S. 15 minutes ago. U.S. Supreme Court does not issue ruling in challenge to the I don't know what the word is of Trump's global tariffs. Okay, yeah, we knew that part. All right, but why are we pumping so hard? I mean, I'm not complaining. Honestly, I'm not complaining because if it gives us something, sure. If it gives us a direction, sure. I don't care. Do whatever you want. You know what I mean, just give us something. You know what I mean? But why though? Why are we pumping? I'm trying to check my news sources. I'm not seeing anything. If you guys know anything about the markets, send it over in the chat. Let me know. But from my end, I'm not seeing anything. The most recent news that I see is the U.S. Supreme Court does not issue ruling, and that's it. And this was 15 minutes ago. So obviously, the market is not going to react 15 minutes later. It doesn't make sense. Hey, if we pump up like this and we continue pumping up, by all means, bro, the market, hey, if you're listening, do whatever you want. I don't care. As long as you give us something like a direction and, something that makes sense, sure. Get us out of the choppy range and we'll take it. But yeah, I'm going to open up the chat in the meantime while we try pumping up here. And yes, guys, once again, we're back to a bullish bias. Why? Because we're holding above the 320 level of liquidity yet again. All right, guys. And we're also bouncing from a bullish rally up, which we actually thought we were going to inverse. Surprisingly, we didn't. But hey, we'll take it. I mean, it gives us more confirmations. I mean, hey, we're bouncing off this, buying pressure, level of liquidity, maybe an inverse off this, room for higher. It looks good. It does look really good. And yeah, no, something's definitely happening because ES pumping like this as well, definitely very weird in a good way. But yeah, I'm gonna open up the chat for a split second. Does anyone know why we're pumping up right now? I'm not really seeing any news here. No, I'm not seeing any news. So I guess no one knows. French president called terrorists by Trump unacceptable. Nah, bro, who gives a shit? Like, bro, Trump does not care, bro. So that can't be that. I don't know. Maybe just a huge wave or something. I don't know. But I guess we'll see. We'll give the market a few more minutes to see if it wants to kind of like stick to this pump here and just pump all day, all morning, whatever, or if it's just a pump and then back to chop. You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, I'm gonna get off by like 10:40. All right, guys. But yeah. All we can do is just hope and pray that we in this next 5 minute candle here, we just continue breaking past this high and this high up here, and that should be the best sign. Like we should be good off that. But if we chop, back into this range with low volume, then you guys already know that we're done. We're done for the morning. I see we broke past the high, which is a really good sign. Now can we break past this one? In the meantime, let me kind of prepare this so you guys know what I'm looking for. I'm still a little bit sketched out about the 35-point stop loss. A part of me wants to size 5 contracts with like a 45-point stop loss. It gives the trade a little more room. I know 45 points is not gonna be anything crazy as well. But I mean, it's something else. You know what I mean? I kind of want to do that, but I don't know. Because I feel like if we just continue with this buying pressure, I mean, we shouldn't have many pullbacks. And if we do, it shouldn't be a big pullback. You know what I mean? Like a full-on reversal pullback. So in worst case, we work with a re-entry. I wouldn't mind that, but yeah. Let's see, because we broke past the high there. If we can break past now this high here, the trade looks amazing. You know what I mean? Obviously with the given buying pressure, because I mean, shit, look how we're pumping up right here. So I mean, the only thing we can really hope here is this is a start to something. That's all we can hope. Because obviously the whole market today, all it's been doing is nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, we can only hope that it's just a start. You know. And even if it's a slow grind up, I don't care. As long as the market has momentum and it has a trend, that's all I care about. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely into our price targets. Which the first one isn't even all that far away. You know what I mean? So and thankfully for us, if ES inverses this big gap here, which NQ has already been done, we don't have to worry about this gap above because it is not a gap here. It's not an imbalance. It's only 7 points. For me, for my rules, what I've seen is consistent with consistency is 10 or more, or 9. It could be 9, but I like to look for 10. 10 or more works like a charm on ES. But about 7 to 8, it doesn't really do much. So if ES is able to inverse this with the given buying pressure and NQ is able to inverse this as well with the given buying pressure, we have a pretty nice trade into our price targets, honestly. Obviously, as long as the buying pressure looks alive, which for now I want to say looks like something. You know, obviously I don't want to jinx it because you guys know how I am, but yeah. And as long as these two are following each other, that's all that matters. I mean, obviously ES might look a little bit strong here. As you can see, NQ is kind of it's trying to reject off this gap yet again. It's trying to. But ES it wants higher. It wants higher. Thankfully, we don't have any price targets anywhere nearby. So if ES ends up being the more aggressive one, which it is, and it goes into our price targets first, we don't have to worry about taking profits early because I'm sure we'll have enough room to see both price targets on both ES and NQ. But yeah, let's see if we can kind of break above the only thing we're waiting for right now is just breaking above this high of day here at around like 369. And then see the reaction based off that. And then obviously the reaction looks good and we still continue with this buying pressure that we have here. It's as simple as getting the inverse, we answer, and that's it. You know what I mean? Now, I'm a little bit, like I said, I'm a little bit sketched out with this 35-point stop loss. A part of me really wants to do 45 points or more with a less size. So like what, like 4 or 5 contracts. Obviously you would increase your 1-to-1. So instead of scaling at 35 points, you will scale about 40, 45, depending on your stop loss. But with the given volume today, I'm sure we could see it. You know what I mean? As long as we catch the right move, we should be able to see way more than 45 points. I mean, in fact, we should be able to see all these price targets. I mean, they're not super far away from each other, and they have a lot of liquidity, especially now that this is the final level above with nothing here. We should be able to see it as long as the buying pressure looks really good today. So yeah, I mean, we can only hope just that we time the entry perfectly and we don't get faked out just randomly. That's the one and only thing that we should be worried about. And obviously breaking out of this range. You know what I mean? But because while NQ is just sitting there, like it has its buying pressure, ES just keeps breaking past previous highs constantly. So yeah, I just really want to know where this pump came from. I like to be, let me see here. Nvidia slams Nvidia chip sales approved to China. Could that be why? But that news just came out a minute ago. Criticized the U.S. approval for Nvidia's to sell advanced chips to China, calling a major security threat. I don't think it could be that. Because look, ES, you guys see ES, right? Look at NQ, right? It's still there. It hasn't broken past the high of day yet, which is at 369. It's still in the gap. It hasn't broken past any highs. In fact, it's a red candle, not super red, but it's a little red. But if you look at ES, well, it was green a second ago. You guys get what I'm saying, right? But ES, it's still able to break past these highs here. So obviously ES is leading like crazy, but I mean, no, the best thing we can really hope for is, since we have so much room for ES, we just hope for it to pump up and it gives NQ just a little bit more buying pressure, so we at least get something, and then we go from there. And yeah, guys, I'm not gonna lie, if you want to take longs on ES, you definitely can. I'm just not the best interested in ES. I don't like ES. I love the way it's moving, and I love the way it's set up right now and everything, and all that good stuff. But no, I just can't see myself trading ES anymore. As much as I want to, and as much as I would, love to do it right now, I just can't see myself doing it. It's more from experience. Like every time I trade it, I just find myself just like second guessing the trade every single time, because you get one little slow candle and you're out of the game. You know what I mean? Like that's it. That you're pretty much cooked there. But yeah, we finally got a red to green, which is a good sign. Finally, we're breaking past the highs here. Obviously, we need to still hold above it. Right? We just broke above it. We didn't hold. And then we go from there. The next step will just be the inverse into the entry. That's it. So at least we got all the hard part out of the way. Now it's, can we hold above it, into the inverse, into the entry. Okay, we're getting a little bit more buying pressure. So is ES. Okay, that's good. That's good. Remember, guys, we're not gonna enter immediately. We're obviously gonna wait for a spike. We're gonna wait for a good hold above the gap to make sure that we don't fake out any given second or whatever, and then we go from there. All right, guys. But yeah, okay, so there's the inverse. No entry yet. Like I said, just give it a second. Make sure that you get what you want to see. You know what I mean? Because just like how we inverse right now, we can hold below it and then just completely. I want a spike. I want to see a strong candle above like 385 maybe. But yeah, guys, just hover your mouse over the buy button and just be ready. Obviously, anything can happen at any given second. I just need a good hold above this. Because ES is pumping, which is a good sign, and so is NQ, which is an amazing sign. And then the next thing is just the price target at 412. The only thing is can we hold the gap here? Is a real question. We need a good spike into it, like a good straight up candle. That's all we need. Straight up candle, that's it. Like I don't want it to like slowly grind up, because that just makes you more vulnerable to a fake out. You know what I mean? When you get a spike, it just shows that buyers are in control. They're aggressive. They want higher, right? I've said this example before a million times. It's pretty much the market telling you, or buyers telling you, hey, we have enough gas in the tank for our price target. We're gonna go straight into there. Right, because if there's very small selling, very small buying, it's like, like maybe we can go there, maybe not, whatever, and it just raises the probability in getting faked out. Right, now, obviously, an impulse won't make you like invincible to a fake out, but it will definitely lower the chances a lot more, which will just tell you that buyers are just in more control, or they're aggressive, they're stepping in. Is what I'm trying to say. But let's see here. We're back into the 380s, so hopefully we can break past this high here and hold for quite some time here. There it is. There's a little bit of an impulse here. I'm gonna give it one more second. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna enter there. Okay, yeah, no, we're impulsing. We're impulsing. All right, guys. All right, I went ahead and got the entry. Not a bad entry, honestly, at 390. About a 7 to 8 point late entry. Not bad, honestly. So yeah, I ended up entering NQ longs here. Now, like I said, guys, I am gonna be sizing land this trade. Not as light as I want to, but obviously today's market is a little bit riskier than usual, so definitely be careful. All right, guys. Definitely be careful. Size to what you're able to lose, able to afford to lose, and let's just get this done. Let's see if we can get this trade going. Hopefully, it's not a fake out. I mean, because we did wait for the impulse there. We did give the market its time there. Now I am gonna place my stop loss at 346, guys. So sell 7, stop at 346. All right, guys. That is what I'm looking for. 346 is what I'm looking for. Or not looking for. My stop loss. My bad. But yeah, ES inverse the gap, it has buying pressure. NQ inverse the gap, it had buying pressure. Hopefully we don't reverse randomly. You know what I mean? And yeah, pretty much the next thing is if the buying pressure is able to stay alive and stay how it is, it's pretty much just our price target. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Right now we're getting a little bit of a pullback. As long as it doesn't hit 346, we should be good. And if it does, I'll probably just get off. I'm not gonna work with a re-entry. But yeah, we'll see. I want to say it's a pullback. I mean, everything is really confirmed here. I mean, I don't want to say it, but a possibility could be a 15-minute retracement. If I was slicing later, I would have probably placed my stop loss here at 334. How much would it be extra? 50 points. Yeah, no, I can't do that. Not with 7. Because yeah, if we end up getting a pullback, it might be into this 15-minute gap into back higher. I mean, let's hope that we don't do that, but because we're back into the inverse, which is a really good sign. If we're able to get a 5-minute red to green, we should be chilling. But we always have to be paying attention to anything that we can get here. You know what I mean? Okay, we got a green to red. I mean, a red to green, which is amazing. Now, the question is, can we get another spike into higher? So we confirm the buyers are still there. I'm a little bit worried with this 15-minute of retracement. I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, we have buying pressure now, so that's good on our end. But I don't know if I would be open to a re-entry if that's going to be the case. Like, if we were chasing this 15-minute, maybe. And like I said, guys, don't get too scared with the pullbacks here. Obviously, today's market is aggressive, so any pullback can look scary. But I'm gonna mark this out just in case for now. But even then, we have 7 minutes into this gap, so it wouldn't make sense for us to retrace now. Maybe in 7 minutes, sure, but not now. A part of me really wants to extend the stop loss, bro. But I can't. Not with 7 contracts. Maybe if I did 5, then sure, but not with 7. And we have a 5-minute gap below here as well. I mean, as long as we're able to hold above 320, that should be good. So maybe the 5-minute won't work. That 5-minute gap down there, like down here, because it'll be a dual sweep then. I'm gonna delete this for now. In fact, let me kind of edit this real quick while the trade does its own thing. Hold on. So this will be the top of the gap here. And then what I could do is just mark out. And then what I could just do is mark out this on the 15-minute right here. Just have more of a reference. And we're still holding near the entry at the inverse. So that's good. You know what I mean? As long as buyers are still there. It's just I don't want to have to deal with this 15-minute. Hopefully in the next 5 minutes and 30 seconds, we're able to get a lot further away from the 15 minutes. So we'll be a lot closer to the price target. So we can obviously just take the profits. And then if we want to retrace, then so be it. You know what I mean? We'll be at break even by then. Okay, the next 5-minute candle opened up. Let's see if we're able to break past this high again. I also have to alert this, bro. I haven't been able to alert it because it's been in a little bit of drawdown. Okay, let's see how this 5-minute ends up holding. I'm keeping a big eye on ES because I kind of want to say there's a little bit of an S&T flip. NQ looks a little bit stronger on the 15-minute than ES does. So maybe something flips here where NQ is leading a lot more, which would be an amazing sign. I'm just keeping a big eye on ES because I don't want it to retrace to this 15-minute. It's the one thing I don't want. So as long as we're able to get a lot further away from it, a chance of at a retracement would be a lot lower. Oh my goodness. Ah, pump. That's a really good pump. Let me alert this before it's too late. There you go. Okay. But yeah, so that was a good pump. Hopefully we're able to obviously hold it, stable. ES didn't really react too much to that pump while NQ did. So obviously we're getting a little bit of an SMT flip here, which is amazing. It just means that NQ has more interest in buyers, which means it has a higher chance in hitting the price target while ES doesn't take anything out. You know what I mean? So we can only hope for that. All right, but yeah, this is the type of trade that gets your palms a little bit sweaty because obviously there's so much volume and anything can happen. Although it looks super good and super confirmed and everything, anything can really happen at any given time because the volume is so aggressive. And you have a tight stop loss like how we do, about 35 points, and you know what I mean? It can get a little bit, a little bit scary. A little bit scary for sure. But as long as we're able to hold above this, above the gap, that's it. You know what I mean? And we're about to see a price target actually pretty quick. I mean, we're right there. We're right around. Now, we did get a little bit of late entry, so we got 390. We're going to be working with the 20-point price target. So if anything, we could probably hold for a little bit higher above 412. Obviously, a little bit of risk here. Obviously, if you're taking a level of liquidity, it can reject at any given moment, right? Whether it's exactly at 412 or whatever. So be careful. You know what I mean? But yeah. For me, I think I'm probably going to hold a little bit above 412 just to be safe, just so I can get a little bit of a better risk to reward. But at any given time, you guys can take profits. All right, guys. But yeah. In the meantime, I'm going to type this up while the trade. Okay. So it hit the price target, guys. So if you guys want to scale here, I'm going to scale here. I don't go up. I'm going to go ahead and scale here. No! Oh my fucking god, bro. I took full profits. I put five. Guys, no. Guys, I had my Discord alert. I typed 5 on my contracts and I put 5 on Discord. No. It happened again. Bro. Oh my god, bro. Guys, I had my thing highlighted on TradeAvate and I put 5 and I typed 5 on Discord. Oh my god. Whatever, bro. You know what, bro? I'm still green. I'm not even gonna stress it. Bro, like it happened 2 times in a row, bro. Oh my god, bro. Whatever, guys, bro. My bad for that, bro. I obviously had to... Oh my goodness, bro. Whatever. Wow, bro. That is so stupid, bro. I literally clicked on my trade view. I don't know why I did. Oh, God. It's whatever, bro. Dude, it happened 2 times. Guys, do you guys remember when it happened last week? Dude, I gotta pay attention. Dude, I wasn't even paying attention though. Let me remove my stop loss before. But yeah, at least 400, nice. What I was gonna say, guys, is at least take skills, or when you guys could have. You know what I mean? It did hit the price target. Like I said, now that we hit 412, there's a good chance in reversing whenever it wants. All right, guys. Now that we finally hit the price target, you can reverse whenever you want. All right, guys. But yeah, just enter another 3 contracts here, David. Nah, fuck that shit, bro. Nah, I'm already green, bro. I don't care. I don't care that much. Plus, I was gonna hold an extra 2 contracts, dude. It's not gonna be a big deal. I was gonna skill 5 there, but I guess not. I mean, but yeah, guys. If you took the trade, obviously everyone should be green. We did hit a price target, whether you took scales, little scales, or whatever. You guys should be green on the trade. Everyone should be. There was like 700 people of you guys that took this trade with me. All right, now, if you guys are green on the trade, obviously we're gonna keep watching it. If you guys are still in, obviously I made a little bit of a rookie mistake, kind of. I know I put 5 on my list, but for some reason I wanted to type it on Discord, so I sold 7. You know what? Whatever. Anyways, if you guys are green, guys, obviously you guys know the deal. Go ahead and post your profits over in the profit channel if you guys are chilling green on the day. All right, guys. But yeah, like I said, we did hit 412, so a reversal can happen at any given time. Hopefully we can see a little bit higher on this trade for you guys. If you guys maybe scaled too little or you might want to keep holding the trade. But yeah, we did hit it for 12. So if it wants to reverse, it does have its reason to. All right, but we'll keep watching. If you guys are still holding, obviously I'll guide you guys through it. I really wish I could still continue to hold the trade with at least 1 or 2 contracts, but your boy keeps making mistakes on his contracts for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. All right, guys. But yeah, okay. Now, in the meantime, while we wait for this trade, how would you guys rate this trade? I feel like it was pretty smooth. Not smooth, but it worked. It worked. Okay, dropping your patience today, David. Another successful trade. 100%. 100%. Like I said, most of you guys should be green. If not, if you guys are still holding full, well, I don't know why you guys are still holding full. I mean, we did hit a price target. I was trying to scale. I hope you guys scaled. For some, by accident, I took full profits. But regardless, you should have scaled at 412. Made no sense. Why not? You know what I mean? Do we move to break even? If you want to, yeah. I mean, we're at break even right now, so obviously, if you probably move your stop loss to break even, you'll probably get stopped out instantly. But you know, but yeah. Now, in the meantime, guys, one second. That shit was, to be honest, wasn't a good 5 out of 10 in my opinion. I would say this trade, yeah, like a 6, maybe 7 out of 10. I don't know. By the way, guys, what entry did you guys end up getting in this trade? I feel like I got a pretty good entry. I got 390. My initial entry was supposed to be 382, but I got 390, which honestly I'm actually really happy with. You got 389, 379. Okay, so you got the best entry here, bro. You actually entered in the gap. What the hell? Okay. Same as yours, off by 2 ticks. Okay, not bad. You took full profits by accident and it worked out. Yeah. I mean, shit happens for a reason. You know what I mean? I can't really complain about it. But yeah, like I said, at least most of you guys in here should have taken at least most profits at 412. I know it wasn't much, but that's what the market is telling us to take. You know what I mean? Because like I said, once we hit 412, and I said it before we even hit it, we can reverse at any given moment, whenever it wants. All right. So yeah. And well, okay, well, it's going back down, so I guess that's pretty much the trade. Well, I guess I don't know. Everything happens for a reason. But yeah, L. No, it wasn't an L, bro. You just didn't take profits, bro. Yeah, it seems like we're going back down into a more of a bearish bias. Now that we took out 412 and we're holding below it with selling pressure kicking in. Well, the trade, if you guys are still in full, the trade technically hasn't been stopped out if you still have the same stop loss, the one at 346. So if you want to still hold it, I mean, I don't know why, but you know. But if anything, what can happen now is obviously I'm gonna get off. I'm already done for the day. Like I already made my money. But what could happen is now that we have a bearish bias from the price target that we hit at 412 and we're holding down a DOL sweep, what could potentially happen is you could look for possibly a 15-minute inverse into lower. Honestly, that well, you do have this 5-minute gap to worry about. I mean, it could still work. You still have room for lower. But yeah, bro, I walked away before the spike, bro. But yeah, like I said, most of you guys should be green. We did hit the price target. It's really up to you to take profits or not. Like I said, at this point, it's really not my trade, not my problem. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, honestly, not the biggest trade. Honestly, I kind of expected a little bit more behind this trade, to be honest. At least 50 points, but honestly, 30, 35 points, whatever your entry was, we'll take it. All right. Now, one thing I do want to say is now that we're working with more of a bearish bias, temporarily at least, as we're selling off currently, from 412, now that we hit the price target and we're holding below it, this kind of confirms a DOL sweep into a bearish bias because the selling pressure is kicking in. So what could possibly happen is, if I'm not mistaken, maybe the indicator is also finding the same trade. You could look for a 15-minute inverse, but if you want to be safer, you can also look for a 5-minute inverse off this 5-minute gap here. It's literally the same entry. You're probably missing it by like, what, 20 points? Okay, no, 30 points. Yeah, same thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, what's it called? Yeah, you could potentially, because yeah, the bias is bearish. The indicator probably isn't reading it because it is detecting the 5-minute. Oh no, it is detecting the 15-minute, just off the 5-minute time frame. But yeah, so you got to the point, right? So this could definitely work out into lower. Now the bias is back down to bearish. Obviously, we went from bullish because we hold above on 320 into the inverse, into the price target. Now that we hit the price target, we reacted. We got a bearish bias, selling pressure into lower. Now we're trying to inverse this 15-minute and 5-minute gap below. So if you guys do want to look for shorts into the price target, I would say maybe more down here. Into you could target 254, 181, 25.95, and 25.64. I would say maybe 95. I'll do these 3 price targets. You could definitely look for shorts as well to the downside. Now that everything is more confirmed to the downside, because we hit the price target to the upside, you guys are good. You know what I mean? But yeah, thanks, David. Crazy, we got a good trade despite a weird market today. Yeah. Thankfully, we got a good trade. You know what I mean? We did get a little bit of a pullback at first when we entered, but we hit the price target. I mean, like I said, guys, I really can't stress about you guys anymore. You know what I mean? If you guys chose not to take profits at the TP that I told you guys about a million times, unfortunately, that's just not my problem. You know what I mean? But yeah. Are we entering shorts or we're done for the day? You can enter shorts. I'm done for the day. I already made my money. I'm done. But yeah, you could now. Like I said, I would be a little bit careful with this 15-minute just because you have a 5-minute right below it. So if you want to wait a little bit longer, you can literally wait for this to get inverse. I mean, we're literally in the gap as we speak right now. So if you want to wait for that with the bearish bias, everything does look good for lower. And you have a good price target. You're looking at about 50 points for PT1. You could definitely look to take shorts. But that's if you want to. I'm not going to commentate on it. I'm not going to watch it. I already made my money for the day. I'm done. All right, guys. As simple as that. All right. But yeah. I was freaking happy on the shorts. Did not wait for the push down like you said and got stopped. Then I took the trade. I'm back down to break even. That's on me. I can't do that. I'm telling you guys, bro. What do I tell you guys every single entry? Wait for the impulse. I don't care if you get a late entry, bro. If you have a good price target, you're chilling. I mean, if you're alerted exactly as you took the entry, I did. Dude, I did it on live, bro. Bro, I'm gonna close the chat. I'm not gonna deal with your guys' complaining. Trade was green. That's it. All right. If you don't like it, I don't know. Do what you want. All right. I'm not gonna stress about it. All right. The trade was green. If you guys want to complain about a green trade, by all means, cry about it. I'm not gonna listen. All right, guys. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I'm done for the day. If you guys want to look for shorts, off the 5-minute can work perfectly. All right. It's a good setup. It has a good bias. It has good everything. All right. But yeah, I did my part. I did everything live. I'm not gonna hear you guys complain. I'm tired of it. All right, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. If you guys are green, obviously post your profits over in the profit channel. If you're not, you can look for these 5-minute shorts. Maybe I'll be active in the chat, just talking about it, maybe watching it, on the side. But for me, I'm done for the day. I made my profits. Did it all on live. If you didn't follow, that's your problem. All right, guys. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys later then. All right, I'm gonna get off. I do have to do some stuff. That's already 11. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. If not tomorrow. All right, guys. Peace out, guys. Hopefully, you guys are super green on the day. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully with a cleaner market. All right, guys. But yeah, I'll see you guys then. All right, guys. Peace out, guys. Peace. Oh, by the way, if you guys have any questions, send them in the chat. All right, guys. I'll respond in the chat. All right, guys. But yeah, other than that, guys, I'll see you guys then. Peace out, guys. Peace. And YouTube, hopefully you guys were able to enjoy the stream. Hopefully you guys were able to make some money with us. Obviously, you guys see we are up about $354 per account on the day with the longs I've ended up catching for about 35 points around there. So yeah, not a bad trade. Not a bad trade at all. Now, if you guys are green and you guys want to get access to more content, to more premium, to more everything, feel free to click the second link in the description. Join the premium. It will give you access to real-time live trading, real-time alerts, real-time classes, the community, me, questions, answers, everything. All right, guys, and videos. All right, so if you guys want to join to get access to literally everything you need for my strategy to trade it consistently, go ahead and join. And I'll see you guys in the winning side. Other than that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off, and I'll see you guys then.